Good morning, Dopey. Your favorite podcast. Now a YouTube show. Good morning, Dopey.
Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to another day of dopiness. Another dopey day. My name is Dave, and I'm the host of Dopey, the podcast on drugs, addiction, and dumb shit, as well as the host of this program that used to be called Good Morning Dopey. I think it might still be called Good Morning Dopey. I want to congratulate and thank everybody who's watching this. I want to appreciate all of those out there in the doposphere for leaving comments. Please like and subscribe. I'm realizing that the lack of likes and subscriptions is impacting my self-esteem, so please share the video. I've never asked anyone to share it before, and I kind of feel funny about asking now, so please share. Howie, do you want to say anything? Look at Howie. Look at Howie. He's got the schmont. What do you
have a shawl.
You don't. What are you wearing? The shawl?
Cold.
You're cold?
No, I'm okay. The only thing I want to say is, why did you congratulate them?
I congratulate them for participating.
For watching you?
Yeah, for participating.
All right.
I congratulate them for participating. And today, and Howie, I congratulate you for participating as well.
That's what she said.
And before we say anything else, you see this? See this shirt? The Allman Brothers Band Museum.
Yes.
Super dope. Professor Sarah Buck Dowd, who is a professor in Georgia who teaches a class that uses Dopey in her class.
What do you mean?
A drugs and crime class.
Really?
Sent me this from the Allman Brothers Museum.
Now, when you say almond, you're talking about the nut? I mean, isn't it Allman Brothers?
What did I say?
That sounds like you're saying almond.
The almond. I didn't say the Almond Brothers.
That's
You
what it
fucking
sounded
idiot. I said the Almond Brothers. The Almond Brothers.
The almond.
I didn't say the almond. The almond. You're fucking. Do you want to hear a little interesting fact about the Allman Brothers?
Yes.
You fucking idiot.
Yes.
It's that when they started the band, obviously their name was Allman, Greg Allman,
Yes.
and Dwayne Allman.
Yeah.
Do we say Dean Allman? And they wanted to call the band the Almond Joys. But
No.
yes.
Over after the candy or before?
They invented the name Almond Joy, and Almond Joy. No, it's because it existed, and it sounded like. I think it sounded like probably somebody said almond in a way that sounded like almond, and they said,
Right.
"Oh, we could call
Almond
the band Almond Joys."
But they couldn't do it because of the copyright on the candy, you think?
I think the Allman Brothers is a better name than the Almond Joys.
It is, yeah, of course.
Do you know what the band Motley Crue was supposed to be called before it became Motley Crue?
I do happen to know this.
What's the answer?
I think it was something like
You don't know it if you
Pete
think
and the
No.
Dragons or something. No,
That's Pete and the Dragons. How about the Dragons isn't a bad name for a band? So
Well-
you don't know the answer to that.
no, I thought that's what it was.
Christmas.
Really
Yeah. All right. Today is February 5th. Howie, how you feeling?
wonderful.
A glorious release. Howie,
That's what she said.
thank you. The minute I stopped arguing, I could begin to see. That's good stuff. I'm sorry. I don't usually giggle. That was the best. That's what she said we've had so far.
moment.
So I have to
Acknowledge.
Howie's. That's what she said. It was great. A glorious. By the way, have you watched Pam and Tommy yet?
I started
It's great.
yesterday.
It's great.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
A glorious release. The minute there's so many fucking penises on TV now. It's like everywhere you look, there's big cocks, fake cocks. There's a scene in Pam and Tommy, and we're probably going to talk about this on the show too, so I apologize.
Yeah.
Where he has a scene where he's tripping on ecstasy. We definitely have to talk about this on the show.
Okay.
He's tripping on ecstasy, and and his dick is talking to him.
Oh, I've heard about it.
It's a real watershed moment in television history.
Nice.
The minute I stopped arguing, and he's arguing with his cock in the scene also. The minute I stopped arguing, I could begin to see and feel right there. Step 2, gently and very gradually began to infiltrate my life. I can't say upon what occasion or upon what day I came to believe in a power greater than myself, but I certainly have that belief now. To acquire it, I had only to stop fighting and to practice the rest of AA's program as enthusiastically as I could. All I was thinking about was Tommy Lee and his cock when I read that thing.
I gotta reread it.
It's not spiritual. After years of indulging in a self-will run riot, step 2 became for me a glorious release from being all alone. Nothing is so painful or insurmountable in my journey now. Someone is always there to share life's burdens with me. Step 2 became a reinforcement with God, and I now realize that my insanity and ego were curiously linked. To rid myself of the former, I must give up the latter to one with far broader shoulders than my own. This shit is fucking hard to deal with. Step 2, right? Now, rather than mangle it, I'm going to read it. Step 2, AA. Howie, do you want to take a guess of what step 2 might be, or do you want me to tell you what it is?
No, I want you to tell me.
Okay. Step 2 is, let's see. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. We've talked about coming to believe, haven't we? Mm-hmm. We have?
Didn't you do it for
February?
Yeah.
The last few days. Yeah. So coming to believe is the greatest thing, because you don't have to believe. You just have to come to believe. You have to find assurances that you can come to believe. So the glorious release is when you do come to believe. And it's hard because I don't always believe. I'm always coming to believe, though. And the release, I'm going to read this again. After years of indulging in a self-will run riot, step 2 became for me a glorious release from being all alone. That's very nice in itself. Because the idea is that if you have a higher power, you're never alone. Howie, do you ever feel alone in general? Obviously, you don't have a higher power. So,
do I ever feel alone? Maybe not really, no.
Right. So I think a lot of addicts and alcoholics have a feeling that they're totally by themselves and isolated and they're not, unless they're with somebody, they're alone. And I think this kind of an idea that a power greater than themselves is always with them, it bolsters them. Yeah. It bolsters me. I have always craved company. And I mean, I get so much just from like the Dopey Nation, like, and being a part of this thing that it dulls my loneliness. I think building Dopey in the beginning, before there was a Dopey Nation, just constantly working on it with Chris made me feel less alone. Like, I think working, talking to other addicts and alcoholics during the day,
right,
it makes you feel less alone. And all of this is kind of part and parcel to this coming to believe glorious release from the bondage of self, right? Do you understand that idea? The bondage of self?
Yeah.
We talked about that?
Sort of getting out of your own way, getting out of your own head.
Right.
Allowing for other people to... I wonder if some of that has to do with trust. Like being able to trust that other people could still support you, love you, want to be with you, despite having gone through all of these things. Like a feeling of being judged and...
More than trust, it's an idea of having faith that the world isn't against you.
Yeah.
Having faith that there's something better out there.
That's interesting.
Right, that's enough. That's enough from this one.
Interesting.
From Tommy Lee's cock to the glorious release to faith that the world is not against you. All right, this is a good one, Howie.
Nice.
I commend you.
All
right. Stay strong, Dopey Nation. Do all the good stuff. Have a great day, and fucking toodles for Chris.
Dopey, I'm face down on the floor. Dopey, please sir, can I have some more? Dopey, said Dopey.